Words of courage to overcome fear. 9. Faith that does not fear tomorrow. Hello everyone. The 9th story we will share together today is about faith that does not fear tomorrow. So far we have shared about fear and courage, God's companionship, shifting our gaze, fear of people, strength in weakness, the heart that does not get discouraged, boldness before battle, and peace in the one who has already won. Today we want to examine the fear of the future that we all have, and the faith that overcomes it. What people fear most is not now, but tomorrow. This is a very important insight. Uncertainty about the future makes us more afraid than difficulty in the present. We can see what is happening now. We can grasp present problems. We can deal with today's difficulties. But tomorrow is different. It is what has not yet come. We do not know what will happen. We cannot predict what circumstances will unfold. This uncertainty makes us afraid. It is unknown results. What will happen if we try? Will we succeed or fail if we attempt? What results will come if we make this decision? We do not know. It is a future we cannot control. We can control today to some degree. We can choose what to do. We can decide how to respond. But we cannot control the future. So our hearts keep running ahead and draw pictures of anxiety. Our imagination creates worst-case scenarios. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if things go wrong? We worry endlessly. It has not even happened yet, but we become anxious as if it already has. We have not even experienced the pain yet, but we fear, as if we are experiencing it now. Have you not had this experience too? When you cannot sleep at night? Have you not been anxious thinking about tomorrow? Have you not lost today's peace because of a future that has not yet come? Jesus deals with this fear of the future head on. He does not avoid it. He does not ignore it. He deals with it directly, clearly. These are the words from Matthew 6:34. Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Savor these words slowly. Do not worry about tomorrow. This is a command. Not a suggestion, but a command. But these words do not mean live without responsibility. Some people misunderstand these words. He said not to worry about tomorrow, so I should not make any preparations. I should not make future plans. But that is a wrong understanding. Jesus is not telling us to live irresponsibly. These words are an invitation to live today faithfully, not to waste today worrying about tomorrow, not to miss the present being captured by future anxiety. We often exhaust today in the name of preparing for tomorrow. I must prepare for the future. I must prepare for tomorrow. We say this while pouring all of today's energy into worrying about the future. We lose today's peace over things that have not even come. What if this happens tomorrow? That thought alone makes us not peaceful today. We lose present courage over results not yet determined. What if I fail? That fear prevents us from mustering courage to try now. But faith does not deny the future. This is also important. Faith is not ignoring the future. It does not say the future is unimportant. Faith acknowledges the master of the future is not me, but God. I cannot control the future. But God governs the future. I cannot know the future. But God knows the future. I cannot take responsibility for the future. But God takes responsibility for the future. God says this. These are the words from Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Listen carefully to these words. God has plans for us. Not vague thoughts, but specific plans. Those plans are prosperity. Not harm, but prosperity. Plans not to hurt us, but to give us good things. He gives us a future. We have a future. There is continuance, not an end. He gives us hope. Not despair, but hope. Not frustration, but expectation. But these promises were not given when all circumstances were good. This is important. When were these words given? In a situation of captivity. When the people of Israel were taken captive to Babylon, they lost freedom. They left their homeland. The future was uncertain. Words given in the midst of uncertain tomorrow. When can we return? Can we really return? What will our future be like? Words given when in such anxiety. So these promises have deeper power. Because they are promises given not in good circumstances, but in difficult circumstances. God does not deal with our tomorrow impromptu. He is not someone who says, "What should I do?" when something happens. He already knows. He already sees our tomorrow. He knows what will happen. He knows what we will need. He is already preparing. He is preparing in advance what we will need. He is making ready the path we will travel. He is already taking responsibility. He has taken on our future. He does not leave us alone. He takes responsibility to the end. Faith that does not fear tomorrow is not optimism that tomorrow will be easy. This too must be made clear. Just because we have faith does not mean tomorrow is always easy. Just because we have faith does not mean there will be no difficulties. Just because we have faith does not mean problems will not arise. Faith that does not fear tomorrow is assurance that God is already there before tomorrow comes. Whatever happens tomorrow, God is there first. God is there before I arrive at tomorrow. God is already in that place before I enter that situation. We often ask, what if things go wrong? This is a very common question. We always think of the worst case. What if the business fails? What if health deteriorates? What if the relationship breaks? What if it is different from expected? We want things to go according to plan, but things do not always go as planned. What if it turns out different from my plan? What if I cannot handle it? This is the biggest fear. What if this situation is too big for me? What if something I cannot handle happens? All these questions are natural. We all ask such questions. But faith asks a different question. Will God still be God then? This is faith's question. No matter what circumstances become, God does not change. Even if things go wrong, God is still God. Even if different from expected, God is still God. Even if difficult things come that are hard to handle, God is still God. The answer is clear. Yes, God does not change. Even if circumstances change, God does not change. Even if environment changes, God remains the same. God is not only God of today, but God of tomorrow. God who is with us today will be with us tomorrow. God who loves us today will love us tomorrow. God who helps us today will help us tomorrow. So faith does not pull tomorrow into today and collapse today. Many people do this. They pull tomorrow's worries into today and ruin today. They make today anxious with things that have not happened yet. They make today fearful with problems that have not come yet. So they cannot live today properly. Faith is different. Faith entrusts tomorrow to God and lives today faithfully. Tomorrow God takes responsibility for, and today I live faithfully. If you are suffocating today because of tomorrow, engrave these words in your heart. Today is a day God takes responsibility for. God gave us today. God supplies what we need today. God guides what to do today. Tomorrow is a day God is preparing. God knows what will happen tomorrow. God is preparing in advance what we will need tomorrow. God will protect us tomorrow. Faith does not come from knowing everything. Many people think like this. If I knew everything, I could believe. If I could know the future, I would not be anxious. But faith is not knowing everything. Faith comes from entrusting everything. Believing and entrusting that God knows even if I do not know. Believing and entrusting that God governs even if I cannot control. Believing and entrusting that God takes responsibility even if I cannot. Let me share more practical stories about overcoming fear of tomorrow with you. First, we must focus on what to do today. Jesus said, each day has enough trouble of its own. Every day has that day's difficulties. Today's difficulties alone are enough. If we add tomorrow's difficulties on top, we cannot handle them. There is work to do today. Focus on that. Think about tomorrow's work tomorrow. Today is enough with today's work. Second, we must remember God's faithfulness. Look back at the past. How has God led? There were difficult moments, but God was with us. There were situations that seemed impossible, but God opened the way. God who was faithful in the past will be faithful in the future. God who was with us yesterday will be with us tomorrow. Third, we must hold on to the word. Remember God's promises. What has God said? Never will I leave you. Never will I forsake you. Do not fear, for I am with you. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Hold on to these words. Look at the word, not circumstances. Trust promises, not feelings. Fourth, we must pray. Philippians 4:6 says, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Pray instead of worrying. Tell God instead of fretting. Approach with thanksgiving instead of anxiety. Fifth, we must be thankful for today's grace. Be thankful for what was given today. Be thankful for today's food, today's health, today's opportunities. Thanksgiving drives away anxiety. Fear cannot dwell in a thankful heart. Thanksgiving brings peace. Sixth, we must move forward one step at a time. Do not try to see the entire future at once. Walk one step at a time. God guides one step at a time. He does not show the entire path at once. When we take one step, He shows the next step. Seventh, we must be together with the faith community. Do not worry about the future alone. Pray together. Encourage together. Move forward in faith together. Eighth, we must not be captured by worst-case scenarios. Our imagination often draws the worst, but that does not become reality. Instead of thinking the worst, think of God's goodness. Instead of imagining the worst case, expect God's best. Ninth, we must be faithful to the present. Do what you can do now. Meet people you can meet now. Enjoy what you can enjoy now. 10th, we must trust God's sovereignty. God governs all things. Even if we do not understand, God knows everything. Dear friends, fear of tomorrow is very realistic. We all feel anxiety about the future. But we must not let that anxiety dominate us. God holds our future in His hands. God takes responsibility for our tomorrow. Therefore, we can live today with peace of mind. Jesus said, "Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. God feeds even the birds. How much more will He not care for us, who are God's children? And why do you worry about clothes? See how the flowers of the field grow. They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you that not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these. God clothes even the flowers of the field. How much more will He not clothe us?" Jesus' conclusion is this: "So do not worry, saying, 'What shall we eat?' Or 'What shall we drink?' Or 'What shall we wear?' For the pagans run after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. God knows our needs. God knows what we need. Therefore, there is no need to worry. But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." What we must do is seek God's kingdom, live according to God's will. Then God will add all we need. As we conclude this message today, offer this confession. In your heart, aloud. Confess. Lord, I put down tomorrow from my hands and entrust it to your hands. This is not a simple prayer. This is a determination to change a way of life. I will no longer try to control tomorrow. I will entrust tomorrow to you, Lord. This confession becomes faith that calms fear of the future. This confession becomes peace that drives away anxiety. Faith is not controlling tomorrow, but courage to entrust tomorrow to God. If we try to control what we cannot control, we become anxious. But when we entrust to God, we become free. We become peaceful. We can live today faithfully. This is true life of faith. This is freedom. Let me share deeper stories about fear of tomorrow with you. One reason we fear tomorrow is because of past experiences. We experienced difficult things in the past. So we fear, what if such things happen again? We experienced failure in the past. So we become anxious. What if I fail again? We were hurt in the past. So we worry, what if I get hurt again? Past experiences create fear of the future. We think the past determines the future. It was like that before, so it will be like that in the future. But faith says differently. The past does not determine the future. God determines the future. Whatever happened in the past, God can do new things. Look at Isaiah 43:18-19. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? God does new things. He does new things different from the past. Past patterns do not determine the future. Also, we fear tomorrow because of desire for control. We want to control everything. We want to make things certain. We want to make things predictable. But the future cannot be controlled. No matter how we plan, no matter how we prepare, unexpected things happen. This makes us anxious. Proverbs 16:9 says, "In their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps." We can plan, but the one who guides is God. We cannot control, but God governs. Giving up control is frightening, but when we entrust control to God, true peace comes. If I try to control, I am anxious. If I entrust to God, I am peaceful. What must we do to overcome fear of tomorrow? I want to share more specific methods. First, practice staying in the present. Our hearts keep running to the future. Consciously return to the present. Be conscious of this moment now. Feel that you are breathing now. Be thankful you are alive now. Focus on here and now. Second, write a gratitude journal. Write 3 things you are grateful for each day. Record good things experienced today, grace received today, blessings enjoyed today. Gratitude changes our perspective. It makes us see what we have, not what we lack. It makes us focus on what exists, not what does not exist. Third, memorize the word. Memorize words you can recall when anxious. Do not worry about tomorrow. Do not fear, for I am with you. Engrave these words in your heart. Proclaim these words when anxiety comes. The word drives away fear. Fourth, practice breath prayer. As you breathe in deeply, think, God is with me. As you breathe out slowly, think, I let go of fear. Prayer with breathing calms the heart. It makes body and mind focus together on God. Fifth, prepare for worst-case scenarios, but do not be captured by them. Wise preparation is good, but endless worry is harmful. Think, what will I do if the worst happens? And believe, even then, God will be with me. Prepare, but do not fear. Sixth, read stories of faith predecessors. Learn how biblical figures and saints overcame fear. They too feared uncertain futures, but they moved forward trusting God. Their faith gives us courage. Seventh, practice entrusting to God, starting with small decisions. Big decisions are difficult. Start with small things. Ask and entrust to God small things like what to eat today, whom to meet, what work to do first. If faithful in small things, we can entrust big things too. Eighth, serve other people. If we think only about our own future, anxiety grows. If we help others, perspective changes. Help those in difficulty, comfort the lonely, encourage those having a hard time. As we serve others, our own fears also become smaller. Ninth, live a regular life. Irregular life increases anxiety. Sleep regularly, eat regularly, exercise regularly. When the body is healthy, the heart becomes healthy too. Regular life brings stability of heart. 10th, do not hesitate to receive professional help. If anxiety is too great and daily life is difficult, receive help from counselors or doctors. Seeking help is not weakness, but wisdom. God also helps us through professionals. Dear friends, fear of tomorrow is a normal emotion, but we must not let it dominate us. God knows our past. God knows our present. God knows our future too. Trust God who was with us in the past, is with us in the present, and will be with us in the future. Remember Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. God is our shepherd. A shepherd cares for sheep, supplies what sheep need, protects sheep from danger. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. God guides us to good places, guides us to places of rest. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for his name's sake. God refreshes our souls. He guides us in paths of righteousness, guides us in right paths. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Even when passing through dark valleys, we do not fear, because God is with us. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. God's rod and staff comfort us, guide and protect us. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. God blesses us, makes us abundant, gives us overflowing. Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. God's goodness and love follow us. In the past, in the present, in the future, they follow. This is our assurance. This is our hope. This is why we do not fear tomorrow. This is our confidence. As we conclude this message today, offer this confession once more. Lord, I put down tomorrow from my hands and entrust it to your hands. This is not giving up, but trusting, acknowledging what I cannot do and entrusting to God. This is true faith. May this confession become faith that calms fear of the future. May this confession become peace that drives away anxiety. Faith is not controlling tomorrow, but courage to entrust tomorrow to God. If we try forcibly to control what we cannot control, we become exhausted. But when we entrust to God, we become free. We become peaceful. We can live today faithfully. Finally, let me say these words to you. Tomorrow has not yet come. Tomorrow's problems have not yet arisen. Tomorrow's difficulties have not yet started. So do not make your heart heavy today with tomorrow's worries. Be thankful for grace given today. Focus on work you can do today. Count today's blessings. God was faithful yesterday, is faithful today, and will be faithful tomorrow. God's faithfulness does not change. God's love is endless. God's promises are certain. God's power is limitless. God's wisdom is perfect. Trust this God completely. Entrust everything to this God. No matter where you are tomorrow, whatever you do, whatever circumstances you face, God will be with you. God will not leave you. God will not forsake you. Believe this. Hold on to this. This is enough. This is our hope. This is our assurance. This is why we do not fear tomorrow. Do not fear tomorrow. God is already preparing tomorrow. God is making ready your path. God knows in advance what you will need and prepares it. Trust God and live today with thanksgiving. Live experiencing God's goodness and look forward to tomorrow with expectation. In faith, meet the tomorrow God has prepared. Hold hope instead of fear. Choose peace instead of anxiety. Choose prayer instead of worry. Choose thanksgiving instead of fretting. May you all have faith to entrust tomorrow to God. May you be free from fear of the future. May you be free from anxiety and enjoy peace. May you live a life trusting God completely. May you live today faithfully. May you not miss today worrying about tomorrow. May you enjoy today God has given with thanksgiving. May you do your best in what you can do today. May you love the people you meet today. May you cherish opportunities given today. God takes responsibility for your tomorrow. God prepares your future. God is with you. God loves you. God protects you. God guides you. God supplies all you need. Therefore, live today with peace of mind. Start the day with a peaceful heart. End the day with thanksgiving. Live every moment trusting God. Do not let fear capture your heart. Believe in God's goodness. May God's grace be with you today as well. May God's peace guard your heart. May God's love surround you. May God's wisdom guide you. May God's power strengthen you. Thank you for listening to today's broadcast. Thank you for sharing this precious time with us. I hope this word will be a small help in your lives. I will see you again next time. Peace be with you all. I pray God's grace will be with you. Faith is not controlling tomorrow, but courage to entrust tomorrow to God.